Hi. So in today's video, what I want to talk to you about is a comment that was made in regards to the ability for age group swimmers to complete a high elbow recovery. And what I want to show you is 4 different techniques that swimmers can use based on their level of flexibility. So the first video you're going to see is a high elbow recovery, where you're going to see the elbow is coming in nice and close to the center line, which is going to set up the entry and the catch. Now, as mentioned, this is quite a challenging position if somebody lacks flexibility, but in the second video you can see a way in which this can be achieved by taking a slightly wider position with the arm through the recovery, and you can still set up a reasonably good catch and entry position. In the third technique, you'll see more of a straight arm recovery, and again this is still a great movement to try and achieve the recovery movement, and this is often a more acceptable way to be swimming in the open water. So if you can get that arm straight rather than a swinging arm around the side and up and around beside the body, then you can create a really effective recovery technique. But again, this is a movement through the rotation of the shoulder and the elbow. It's not it's quite relaxed through the forearm as you do this. And then in the fourth swimming video, you'll see a sort of like, I call it a hybrid technique, which is one arm is quite straight, so on the breathing side the arm is quite straight, and then in the recovery arm of the non-breathing side is quite low to the water. And you'll see swimmers like Dylan McNeice use a technique like this, where they've got a good high arm recovery, and then the other arm is quite low and is quite fast in the recovery movement, and it's more like a long 1 count for the straight arm recovery, and then a short fast 2 count for the non-breathing side. So 1, 2. And the 2 is the fast arm stroke of the non-breathing side. So anyway, have a look at these 4 videos, and as mentioned, there's different ways to achieve a good entry position depending on your ability or your flexibility, but it can be achieved. So just look at these different options and maybe try one of those as you go to the pool next time. All right, good luck with your swimming.
So with the high elbow position, the arm is still tracking parallel to the body, but the elbow is really high, so it's quite close to the center line. When this happens, it really helps to reduce the frontal drag component of the swimming, and it helps to set up a strong entry position. So in this lower elbow recovery technique, the elbow is just tracking a little bit further away from the center line compared to the high elbow position, but the movement patterns are still the same, and the objective is still the same, to reduce that frontal drag component and set up a strong entry position. So it really just depends on somebody's flexibility on how wide that position might be, and you'll still achieve a good result in regards to that entry and catch technique if you can do this. So with a straight arm recovery, in my experience of seeing many age group swimmers try and implement a straight arm recovery, what they think they're doing in their action is the straight arm, but they're actually swinging their arm from outside in. So if you're going to practice this straight arm, make sure your movement is moving from front to back as you create this movement pattern. Again, we're trying to reduce that frontal drag component with a nice high shoulder position and set up a good strong entry and catch technique with the straight arm recovery. So in this hybrid type technique, what you're going to see is on the breathing side, a straight arm, and on the non-breathing side, more of a low elbow position in the recovery. So this is quite a useful technique that you'll see a number of elite swimmers using in the open water. And it has a sort of like a 1-2 count where the 1 is the breathing side, so it's a longer count, and then it's a shorter, punchier 2 count for the non-breathing side. So it's as you watch me swim here, the recovery, 1, 2, 1, 2. And here's an example of Dylan McNeice completing this technique as well. So you see the breathing side, nice big arm recovery, straight arm, and then a lower swinging arm, more like a low elbow recovery technique on the non-breathing side. Just remember, arm recovery is about creating relaxed movement patterns that enhance your entry and catch technique and help you flow into your next stroke without losing momentum. Good luck with your swimming.